you don't do the one. Fuck is that slime, those ain't supreme mathematics. Doing as the Romans do could be pragmatic. Sugar with my Asiatics, exotic palette. On the exotic map and hit it palette. They call the Sudan, no longer that. This here been established. Nigga, a whole different kind of fashion. Work the cream feel of a love. Really take these devils to war like a fiend should call. As a kid, my pocket said it was small. I used to always want more. 6 in the morning, police at my door. Had to bust the air move, like Bishop and Q. My door, like you looking for who? Fuck is it to you? Shit as a you.
New York City is made up of 5 boroughs: Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, Staten Island, and Manhattan. Manhattan, which is the strongest economically, has always demanded attention for its skyscrapers and outstanding tourist attractions. If you take a ride uptown, you start to notice a change in scenery once you hit Harlem. East Harlem, which spans a 40-block radius, became its own melting pot with blacks, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Italians, Africans, Mexicans, and Jamaicans. Nowhere in the world within such a small radius could over 7 ethnic groups coexist harmoniously. But it hasn't always been this way, due to drugs, violence, and gangs.
I know a lot of people had the misconception that there was never gangs in New York. And we had gangs in New York stemming from the 60s.
It wasn't many sets as it was like it is now, but it was like mostly gangs, you know what I'm saying? And gangs had their colors. They was wearing their colors. So you knew who was who, because they was flashing their colors, like the Path Crew, Casanova.
We had the Black Spades, you understand what I'm saying? The Tomahawks, the Justice of Manhattan, the Savage Skulls, the Savage Nomads, all the way to in the 80s when they started transforming into like hip-hop organized gangs.
Hell Up in East Harlem focuses specifically on the rise and fall of $1 million drug industry within and surrounding Wagner projects. This is our story, our pain, our struggle with the way drugs, gangs, and violence affected our community, and how hip-hop became our way out.
And Bambaataa had the vision of uniting everybody through the music. Under Zulu Nation, you had members that were former Savage Skulls. You had members that used to be deadly enemies, now united. With the Spades, with the Black Spades, there was a Spades chapter in Harlem as well, you know, in Wagner. You know, you had Brother Taboo that was down there. You know, he was like running things down there, and he also was running things. He was also running things for Zulu Nation down there as well. The 70s, the gangs died out and turned into crews with the hip hop thing. Then when the crack came in, crews turned into businessmen or whatever you wanted to call them. You know, he was drug dealers. You know what I mean? And like the thing with the music, with hip hop, the thing that almost killed hip hop, it set hip hop back a lot, is because a lot of the artists and stuff wanted to be drug dealers. You know what I mean? So a lot of cats got caught up in the streets. You know, the strong ones survived, and you know, like I said earlier, the records is what, you know, records and touring and staying in studios, what helped a lot of crews really stay out of it. But those who are lesser known but still in the game wind up hitting the streets and turning to the crack business and all these other things.
The horrific impact that crack had on our community was devastating. Hip-hop musicians whose careers were in limbo were using it as well as selling it as a means to get by between hit records. It ruined the lives of millionaires, kingpins, athletes, doctors, lawyers, and families. No one was exempt from this addiction. Not even the people selling it were ready for their addiction to the fast money coming in.
East Harlem, okay? All up and down 2nd Avenue, okay? Hundreds of thousands of dollars a day being moved around. They don't make a difference who handled them or who had them, but if they being moved around, you know, from just exaggerating or just taking thought off the top of your mind, and the first thing that come out of people's mind is say, oh shit, drugs. Sure, drugs.
In an early morning raid, police arrested 8 gang members and seized more than 7,000 purple-topped crack vials and half a dozen cars with purple running lights.
Mid-'80s, that crack came in town, and it was over, man. Like the era changed, man. You know what I'm saying? Especially for Wagner.
When crack came out, it was like $20 and shit, and you didn't know who was doing it. It was called freebase and shit. And I guess when everybody started making crack, that shit just, you know, the price lowered. So we went from 20 to 10. When it got down to 10, it was starting to get a little bit crazy. The neighborhood was getting, crazy. You look on the floor, you see it's crack barrels on the floor. But when it went down to 5, that's when it got serious.
When the crack hit this community, which is Wagner Project, things just really went haywire.
The drug was so powerful that it had cats selling everything. Cats were selling cars, houses, jewelry, whatever.
Taking their clothes off, niggas was selling TV, they was running around bucket shit, was crawling on niggas, jumping doors, being locked in, was out of control. I love it.
Is one devastating drug. It happened to knock me to my knees, knocked a whole lot of people in this community to their knees once that White Rock came in the vicinity.
Crack and Wagner started from Eric Beatty and Jim and all of them niggas. They started cracking, and when they got killed, before they got killed, then Jose and us came out here. You know what I'm saying? But the original niggas was Eric Beatty and them niggas.
Crack came and killed our youngsters off. It made our women start wearing sweater hats and all that kind of stuff like the fellas wear. They forgot to wear skirts and dresses because their mothers didn't keep them in the house no more. They were putting their mothers on the stoop and all kind of other crazy things, stealing the TVs. Drugs generally took, the whole east side off.
I can remember when crack came off, and motherfuckers was getting busted and police ain't know what it was. They had to let niggas go.
Yeah, these crack vials all on the floor. You got people, to us it was nothing, because we were seeing that every day coming outside. That's when the first time you started seeing zombies or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
And if you remember Public Enemy's joint, Night of the Living Baseheads, these cats was the living dead. Yo, New Jack City, yo, that was real.
The term cheese line started over here, man. I really do believe that.
It was ugly out here. It was money. People was getting money. Cats in the streets back in the days doing hand-to-hand combat was getting more money than cats that's getting real money supposed to be now.
Man, chicken head. You really had more than 75 to 100 people online to get, a taste of that thing.
After a while, it became like the norm, you know what I'm saying? But that's when crack first hit, you know what I'm saying? I guess the city, as you can say.
Back then, Deacons was made. It went from cops to Deacons.
Crack was crazy. Night and day, you right.
The dope was the thing in the 70s, 80s, but when the crack came out, you had dope fiends getting on crack. You know what I'm saying? So crack was the thing.
Crack hit and changed the motherfucking hood, period.
The drug trade was definitely strong over here. You had a lot of, I'd say, cycles. You started with weed, it turned into coke, it turned into crack.
By the time I got to Harlem, crack was full blown and all the hustlers was getting money, living it up real big.
The impact crack had on our community was vicious, yet it turned a blind eye to one making a profit. The beginning of the crack era brought chaos and mayhem, but you know how Harlem gets down. An organization wasn't too far away.
Everybody was trying to start that crack shit, man, but the Puerto Ricans, man, from the first side of the projects, man, the Joes, keep it like that, the Joes from the other side, from the first side. And them niggas came, they made a real strong movement.
And then you had me, Vic, and Skip. We was one of the first 3 to sit on the bench side by side with actually the Oyes when they came. It was Jose and Gino. That's the real history. We sat side by side with them. And actually Squirtle brought them over here to sit.
And then we came up with little Jose and Gino, and then, from there, when Jose had to go to prison, you know what I mean? I had to force Eddie into this shit, because Eddie didn't want to go into the motherfucker. I had to force him to take over the gang because I couldn't do it. You understand? And then when Eddie took over the gang, that's when we unified.
Joe Silva and all them niggas, they had the projects literally on lock. Lock. If you wasn't fucking with them niggas, it didn't matter if you was black or Spanish, you wasn't eating.
Puerto Rican niggas seen how lucrative that crack brand was, and how 2nd Avenue had that motherfucking clientele with that motherfucking crack flow. Them niggas said, fuck that, we gonna come together, we gonna get this motherfucking crew, and we gonna put these pink tops on the motherfucking second side, and we gonna run through it. Ain't nobody selling no motherfucking crack but us over here. Only thing I give to the Oyes, they kept intruders out of here. A nigga come from another neighborhood trying to stand up here and post up, Oye niggas will beat them down. You know what I'm saying? Don't come over here with that shit.
We was watching the whole area and protecting our family out here.
Yeah, protecting everybody out here. Nobody could have came and whacked. I don't give a fuck what side you was, sticking nobody up. But that's how it was from the 60s on up with Charlie Chan and Donald Mobley and everybody else, the white, everybody else that, that had a part in this shit. You know what I'm saying? So we just made sure nobody at all times came in here to fuck with no parts of Wagner, not even across the street. So that's why we unified with these niggas, Joe and them, and everybody, and lock shit down. So this way nobody can come over here and try to like come over and take over or stick anybody up anywhere. That's how the control came.
They took opportunity to where it was money to be made, they kept their unity, and that's how they prevailed. You know what I'm saying? Because all of us was getting money. But what the Puerto Ricans did at that time, they took advantage of a situation that we wasn't able to take advantage of because there was no unity.
The whole project, 2nd Avenue, 1st Avenue, Pleasant Avenue, locked down, you know what I mean? They had it locked down for a minute.
They used to call us the Oyes, you know what I'm saying? That shit. And we was over here in 122nd, 123rd, and 2nd and shit, you know what I'm saying? Bubbling and shit.
These niggas was doing numbers. Easy 2 bricks a day. Easy 2 bricks. Easy. In the daytime, that's just in the day going over here when that shit first started.
Everybody worked for Pink Top, you know what I'm saying? And it was only 1 or 2 niggas that had a different idea how to get money. Show them how we had to get money by using their colors and put our own work in their bottles to get money. Because that's how the only way you could have got money in Wagner back in them days.
Niggas was running off with the OEA's packs and shit, you know what I mean? Niggas catch a nigga, bust a nigga in the head, you know what I mean? Lay a nigga out, pick a nigga up, get a nigga another pack, let a nigga do it again. Nigga run off again.
The game was so big that you ain't even have to sell crack. You could just rob niggas.
But niggas couldn't even come outside. Come outside with some big ass shine, man. Your moms will tell you don't go outside with that shit. Nigga, you gonna get yapped, you gonna get killed. Nigga, you gonna find your ass hung in a tree somewhere fucking
man, we was gonna take it to 122nd Street, man, where Purple City was performing. They little clique.
This is a Purple Baby right here. You know?
Just to see them niggas running all crazy on the east side and all type of purple vehicles, all type of, just on some bullshit. They was getting money, doing a lot of big things. You don't see it like that no more. You know what I mean? But they used to go to record games, tear the whole record games up and shit like that. Them boys were stubborn.
My nigga was Jim Jones. It was me and Jim Jones, B.
That's why I did the Purple City Bird Gang like that. In the middle of some Harlem shit, you dig?
Said that shit on the radio one day. I was like, yo, Dix, it's a rap, man. My crib is Purple City, nigga. It's love, B. I already knew the homework. It wasn't even about me going to do the homework. I already knew the homework. I already knew what it was. You know what I'm saying? The purple cars, the purple lights, the purple everything, my nigga.
Then you had Purple City, KC, though. They had to be one of the strongest crews out, and they were strictly selling crack.
I came from Puerto Rico, a small city in the northeast part of Puerto Rico, Aguada. That's where I really came from. You know, I started hanging out in Wagner projects. Finally, that's they built Taínos. We moved from 124th to Taíno in 1976. I went to Julia Richmond, and then that's when you know, started hustling.
122nd Street was called Purple City. They put the Purple City up on the gate.
You know, we started off selling nickels. I wound up getting locked up for bribing a police officer. You know, paying him off. Next thing you know, he was wide. I wound up copping out to a year.
Once Purple started to rise on 122nd Street between 2nd and 3rd Avenues, Pink Top still had control in Wagner. Tension started brewing in Wagner with the blacks and Puerto Ricans. But across the street in Purple City, blacks and Puerto Ricans were getting money together. Unfortunately, the blacks and Puerto Ricans in Wagner never became unified.
Seems like at that time, it was nationality against nationality. Really, Puerto Ricans didn't really care too much about black people because they didn't want them to eat. They figured if you don't get down with them, you can't get no money.
When they took over, it was like fucked up for us, yo. Like everybody else coming up and they probably was getting money. We had to wait for them Germans, yo, you know what I'm saying, to eat.
The way they went about it was disrespectful, and I ain't like it. And me myself, I stepped to them. Whoever was running the show, I stepped to them in the wheelchair. And they had to jam me under my leg. And they beat up a friend of mine. I said, yo, man, ain't gonna be no beating downs over here. You know what I'm saying? They said, man, you wasn't standing up, we whip your ass. I told the nigga stand up and sitting down, you ain't gonna do shit to me, and called my bluff. You know? And they just stepped off and went and got the kid called Squirtle. And when he saying it was me, he said that shit is dead. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I was the original OG from around here.
And I was just out of town doing my thing, but I didn't know what was going on this side of town until I got shot up and came home.
Ain't nobody stood up for the brother. He got beat up, and the next minute, they had nothing but pink tops on his joint.
At this time, the blacks had taken all they could stand, and one more incident would be too much.
After they beat E.G. brother down like that, man, God bless the dead, that's when Bob and them was like, yo, man, fuck that, man. We're gonna tear these niggas up, you know what I'm saying?
Brothers had to get together and do what they had to do to get the block back to who it really belonged to.
There's a lot of wars was going out during that time. Shootouts was going on. You know, people getting murdered.
Poe came through in a U-Haul truck, shook them all years
Poe
up.
and Poe chased them niggas straight down the First Avenue, shooting at them niggas all the way to the projects.
And that was the first time niggas saw they was weak.
Bro, the niggas was taking it upon themselves to say, fuck it, I'ma aim back out at these niggas.
Every day, broad daylight, they ain't give a fuck about nothing.
I'm coming from Ride Playland on a 45 school trip. These niggas busting in 23rd.
One motherfucker in particular was
Bob Lemon. As far as brothers getting back together, he sat down with his plan out, brought his plan to the table, wasn't taking no bullshit from nobody. So if a nigga see him standing up for him and he got a gang of niggas behind him, everybody stood up. Know what I'm saying? He made you stand up.
Yeah, he had us when we was little niggas, right? Black, he had us boxing. Yo, we used to teach us how to box.
Will Love and Bob used to box and train together and run around the reservoir in Central Park. They was getting a little bit of money, whatever they was doing, but it wasn't really nothing.
Came across to Bob Lemon. It's like I was on Brook Ave and he was in the hood. He come through the hood, he was doing his thing, his BX, and we used to always say what's up to each other. And we hooked up. When I met Bob Lemon, I didn't know nothing about the game. Never knew what Harlem was until Bob Lemon took me to Harlem. He took me to the Rucker. He took me to all the games. He took me to 8th Avenue, the car show, going up and down the blocks. And that's when I was like, wow. He let me know First Avenue, Second Avenue, 3rd Avenue. You know, he took me, he said, this is where it is, this is where that, this is where we do this is where the OEA's at, this is where the brothers at, this is, you know, it was crazy. Like, I was like, wow, this is big. And then, me and him hooked up.
Will down with boy George.
Me and George hooked up. I was just shorty, just chilling out on the block. But after, like, he came to the hood, 139, it was a wrap. That's when we just took it to a whole different level.
When Boy George and Will got connected, Will blew.
And I seen Bob, and I said, yo, this is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I want you to meet my man, you know what I mean? He's good peoples, boom, boom. They hooked up. It was a wrap. It didn't even take 24 hours to know what that was. It was just like the whole lifestyle changed.
1,000 bundles a day, and then that shit start turning to a motherfucking 1,000 bundles every 6 hours.
That's when the manpower started to pop up. That's when all the guns started to pop up out of nowhere. You know what I mean? And then, you know, we took a stand and we was like, you know what I mean, more or less, you know, they at one point, they, you know what I mean, they overpowered us. Then, you know what I mean? Then another point, we took our shit
Right
back.
around 88, we took all that over.
You know what I'm saying? Niggas strapped up, came out one day and ran them niggas up out of there.
And once we set up, we shut all that down. So the pink was out and it was obsession.
In the 80s, us in the Bronx, we had Boy George. You know what I'm saying? And then you had Harlem cats that was saying, yo, Bob Lemon, what? Harlem dog. Bob Lemon was that nigga. Nobody did it better than Bob Lemon.
I mean, fraction was one thing when niggas getting a certain amount of dope. Them niggas getting $100,000 a day type shit, you know what I'm saying? They lines was ridiculous. And they wasn't open all night. Them motherfuckers still open for about 8 hours. You know what I'm saying? They got paid and broke out.
Heroin would be a quicker flip if you was a drug dealer than to deal crack. So, and heroin's a quicker business. You open up at 5 in the morning, you can be done by 9, 10 a.m. and make more than you dealing from crack all day long.
East side, you know, they had a lot of niggas leaning. Flashing. You know what? Because that motherfucking project saw millions. Word.
Diamonds, rubies, every motherfucking way.
You never seen niggas with the rubies and the diamonds and the name buckles, man. I mean, that's when you take it to another level. You fuck the little grass shit you got over here. You clear all that shit out.
To be young and liking the game or being introduced to the game and see somebody literally for your own eyes take a
5, 6 city block radius and make shit happen. I'm talking about shit you seen the feds, dog. They was like, yo, we was here to see all that firsthand.
Bob Lemon was like the first black that I ever seen.
He really had like a stranglehold.
You know what I'm saying? He made it all right for other black niggas to say, yo, I could do this shit, yo. Like, at that time, this old Puerto Rican niggas was mashing niggas.
From 1972 to 1988, we talking almost 15, 16 years since a brother was able to establish himself.
That obsession, you don't want that obsession on Second Avenue.
My man, that was the motherfucking potentest motherfucking dope. Man, I think in the United States, man.
Look, when I came here, who was it? Boy George and them crew. They had this shit locked down with the beat, and that shit was crazy. They was making mad money.
And it was so crazy in 22nd Street that at one point of the day, Bob Lemon had to take his crew up to Mount Morris Park. To Mount Morris Park behind the wall, behind the little red house over there, and that's where they used to get
Mount Morris Park was our other location, you know what I mean? So when 22nd got hot, leave a nigga right there, Mount Morris Park. Go by Mount Morris, it's nothing changed. It's still the same motherfucking numbers.
You used to have to walk up this hill. We used to have the customers walk up here, just the infamous steps where we used to be. We used to have all lookouts. We have about 3, 4, 5 different dopes right here on these steps. Where we used to kill them right here. We used to have a stash in the grass, a couple of guns. You know what I mean? All our pictures be up here. Then they go all the way to the back. You might catch a dope fiend back there shooting this shit up. You see Teddy coming. We book up the back. Go all the way around the back of the steps. And that was the mountains, slide down the mountains to 119th Street and be out. But this was the infamous spot.
It was basically all over New York. These niggas is doing 400,000 or 500,000 a day. We had 30 to 40 people lined up. Police drive by, they didn't know what was going on.
It was a bomb. Them lies, them cheese lies.
After the police went away, we served the customers and we got them out of there within 15 minutes. We tell them we closed down for an hour. The next hour, we had the cheese line again.
It's good, it's crazy. You know how it go. Fuck, from every hood. When it's good, and they come for it, they come for it.
Motherfuckers was coming through here that we ain't even know. Doctors, lawyers, motherfucking judges came in through here. Niggas coming through here buying dope.
You got motherfuckers coming from Connecticut, DC, Jersey, Atlantic City. Let me get 7 bricks. Let me get 8 bricks. Let me get 9 bricks. You know what I mean? Like I said, coming all over to cop that shit and go sell it wherever they did. I mean, the shit was crazy. I'm talking about numbers until the end.
I got with Bob, the nigga took me to school. I started doing what I was doing. The nigga was getting crazy money. I just dropped out of school. Like, well, fuck that, man. I'm gonna roll with this nigga. He had me taking $250,000 to the Bronx like every 2 days.
One instance where we had the courts over here where Joe Hammond, a known legend in playground basketball, he paid him $1,000 if he could hit a half-court jump shot. You know what I mean? Not believing that he could do it. You know, Joe Hammond hit the shot on the spot. He dropped the money on the floor. Picked that up.
I just watched that shit just blow out of frame. That nigga had a little red Ferrari with MCM seats in it. And the next week he had fucking 750s on the block.
All types of vehicles on the block. I'm talking about spaceship shits, man.
Little D coming through with motherfucking Benzes on the block. They was doing it, you know what I mean? Niggas just, they was coming through with all type of jury, yo. Like, I wanted to be involved.
I was like, wow, the East Side is making a motherfucking statement right now. You know what I mean? The Kid Ball was just doing it real heavy, man. You know what I mean? Them niggas out of town, the fights, Vegas, all that crazy shit, doing it up heavy.
I was the only little young nigga over here with the Honda. Theo used to drive the white Honda Accord with the white seats, with the pipe in, just kitted out. Niggas was tight, nigga. I was the youngest nigga riding on the West. They like, who this is little young nigga? Then they like, yo, that's Bob Lemon, little bro, that's Theo.
So I came up with an idea. I said, fuck it, when I come home, I'm gonna start selling $3 bottles and shit, you know? That was all that was on my mind. I came home, that was the first thing that I told him. I said, listen, this is how we're gonna do it. And took off from there. You know,
on. That day, you know, that's when the problem started.
Get in their way, they kill. Owe them money, they show up with baseball bats. They are the Purple Top Gang.
We say that gang essentially operated on one block of 122nd Street.
Once I got down, you know, I bring the whole young generation down with me and shit. That's when shit started getting out of control. We start busting niggas' ass, they don't want to line up. Fucking $1, $2, putting our foot up their ass. You know, we just changed the whole shit around. You know, the old timers, they was cool. You know, they wasn't with that kicking ass line up. You know, they had shit. Basically, they ran shit better than us. When we got down, we just, like, changed it. Made a lot more money for them, you know what I'm saying? But we also like changed like the whole shit.
AC was getting all type of money. He was coming out, giving away crack. He had all the packs.
Fuck with these niggas, you know what I mean? Niggas giving me bundles and shit like that. I'm start flowing for these niggas. I saw how much money they was getting.
Purple City was bigger than just a neighborhood, you know what I'm saying? They had purple everything. You hear what I'm telling you, my man? Purple everything. BMs with purple neon lights under the bottom.
Purple 850.
Purple scooters, purple sweatsuits, purple leathers. Niggas had purple faces in their Rolexes.
Y'all niggas already know, man. It was called Purple City, and we was looking very pretty, man.
Then every day I walked through there, them niggas was just growing more and more.
I mean, I used to go on that block, man, and I used to do like 20, 30 packs easy like this, like no tomorrow.
The shit that was down the block, that shit was like that shit was a cheese line.
That shit was like a school. It was like niggas was going to lunch, man.
Lives was so crazy that we had to be on the other side of the gates that surround Taino. We had to be on that side so we wouldn't get mauled by the fiends.
Every motherfucking day from 7 in the morning to motherfucking maybe 4:30 the next morning, you probably only had 2 hours and a half to rest, man.
You know where I used to sleep because the money was so good? Outside. Wherever I stood, that's where I slept. Your car was parked there, I'm stretched out on your car. A couch was thrown out on the street, I'm stretched out on the couch. I'm not going nowhere, dogs.
We was on this motherfucking block selling so much motherfucking drugs, the 25th precinct used to get tired of coming over here.
And motherfucking shit used to get hectic, and police used to come in and get on they rah-rah shit.
5-0 run through the fuzz and come through, niggas be throwing damn near toilet seats at them through the window.
Try to chase niggas all in the block. They be out here, park their joints, jump out running, whatever. You see motherfucking 5-gallon bottles of water.
It was in there and we was in there at the same time. That's what really had that shit fucking crazy.
The shit that we did, man, niggas don't even know about, cause how we did it, it could never ever be done.
Both sides of the block. Everybody get money. Purple, Session. You got dope fiends chasing the dragon. They going over here to get the Session and dope. Going on the other side of the block, copping purple, so they can put it in a pipe and smoke it, chase the dragon.
Be times when the lines used to clash, and then we'd be on some shit.
Nigga, yo, from one line to the next
line. If you come past this tree, any customer you find come past this tree, you getting batted the fuck up.
Niggas had bats, tried to just hit them with bats to cool them down, B.
For being across the motherfucking line. Anything past that line, it was feeding time. Niggas was take that's free money.
Going through Purple Block, they had pit bulls, dogs guarding their stash.
We had dogs tied up here. We had our beach chair here laying, chilling. Let me show you how we used to get down in here. I used to have niggas lined up all the way over here. Start from there, all the way from over there, all the way over here. Line up. My man right there in the middle. Steps, we used to go up the steps. We had like 3 apartments. We used to tell people to go in. There'd be like 4 of us working. Nigga looking for the cop, nigga with the gun in his hand. And we going up here, we had them lines.
And then people just state no change, no dollar bills, they were saying. They treated people like they was dirt, you know, because they was under the influence of that narcotic. You know, they treated people like this was a slave time during that time. You know, I can say this because this is firsthand experience, I'm telling you. I smoke crack myself, so I know I've been on them lines and I've been through that kind of abuse.
Police say that gang essentially operated on one block of 122nd Street, but on that block over the last 4 years, they had a drug trade, according to police, that grew to
any given day, you know, we were selling 200, 250 bundles and shit, you know, easy and shit, you know, and that was every day. But certain days, you know, we went over and sold 300 to 400 bundles a day and shit.
I used to be scared to come through that motherfucking block. That's how crazy that shit was.
If you ain't know somebody in that block, Or if not, if you wasn't, you was going your ass around. I'm gonna keep it 100.
Niggas is getting popped over there. I mean, the crime rate was up over there. In that hood, it was serious.
Kids going to school, they had to go around the corner to go to school because their parents didn't want to come through here. That's how crazy it was. We used to just wild out.
The mom's telling you don't go through that block, that shit ain't safe.
If a nigga come on the block, he better have been buying something. Cause the nigga couldn't even walk through this motherfucking block.
Couldn't post up, you definitely couldn't come out pumping no drugs through there. That shit was like some real walking hell shit. Niggas live that shit, you know what I mean, every day.
I don't give a fuck if all the stores was closed in the hood. It was one store open on the block, nigga, and you couldn't even come through the motherfucking block, man. If you came through that block, man, you gonna have to... You see I'm looking at you? You gonna have to tell a nigga, who the fuck is you are, man? What the fuck is you walking through here for, man? You know somebody over here? Nah, man, you ain't coming through this motherfucking block unless you wanna catch a headache.
Niggas getting laid out in there, going through there seeing guts and brains. It's real.
We was on the same block. So we was open up at 9 in the morning, 9 at night, and they was out there in the morning, at night, midnight. We come out the next day, they out there again. You know, they had shifts.
Get up 6:30 in the morning. We out here 7 o'clock in the morning every day. 12 hours a day, 7 to 7. And then after that, there was another shift, 7 to 7. You know, that's how we used to run it, 24 hours.
Test Move, you know, we started him off and shit. Like, he was nobody and shit, too. He started fucking with me and shit, you know. I put him on, you know. I used to get him to DJ and shit for our party. All you could drink, all you can smoke and shit, you know, everything. You know, we had fucking pounds and shit, you know, to smoke.
Smoking $50 blunts, $100 blunts, partying, ain't giving a fuck about nothing.
Now, I don't know, like, not now, but a few years, you know, they start talking about Cristal and Dom Perignon and motherfucking Moet. And so, you know, we was drinking that shit back in the late 80s, early 90s and shit.
Back then we was dumping 50s, dumping 100s, going to clubs, shutting them shits down, running around, sending niggas to Puerto Rico, you know, jet skis and shit. We go to midnight. That's when midnight was big to us. We was little niggas. They go to midnight, buy bottles at midnight. You can't do that, man.
While Purple City and Obsession was getting that paper on 122nd Street, just a block over in Wagner Projects, it was open season now that the Pink Top run was over. It was about 20 different colors on 2nd Ave, and in Wagner, everybody was making money, even though Purple City and Obsession dominated.
Purple was doing their thing, you know, back then, but we still ate too. We still did our thing on around the corner. I had black top, my other mans and them had brown top, my other mans had clear top, my other mans had red tops, my other man had gray tops.
There was so many colors out on 2nd. Niggas couldn't even go to the store and buy colors no more. Niggas started spray painting their own tops.
Man, everybody ate, man. That's how much money was out here. Back then, everybody ate. Everybody was happy. Everybody ate. Everybody let each other know when Teddy was around the corner.
You know what I'm saying? That's what all it was about. Niggas getting money.
Wagner was the main attraction for dice games, 50 G's in the bank. All the well-known players came through, from Daddy to Carlton Hines, Rich Porter to Alpo, showing off their new cars, visiting friends, and the baddest chicks in the game knew that Wagner was the meeting ground for the players.
You know, gambling out in the street, thousands of dollars just sitting on the sidewalk.
Niggas getting paper, they started a dice game. That's when I fell in love with dice.
We had top-notch names over there at the dice games. We had Kwame Chon at the dice game.
Yeah, Chauncey. Yeah, John Hardy Green with the cushion.
Dice. Niggas started one of the biggest dice games I might have ever seen in my life.
All them niggas is getting money.
I will leave, go upstairs about 3 in the morning. These niggas still gambling. Go to sleep. Come out the next morning, 8, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Same niggas still out here, no t-shirt on, gambling.
It had to be about 200,000 cash.
In the bank and all that.
And you have brothers that was coming from the west side.
Different crews, different sets come through, and they come in a second just to roll fucking dice.
Obsession, like you already know, them niggas gonna get Big Daddy Kane and them niggas that throw yacht parties and shit. You know,
it was a yacht party and shit. That was crazy.
Everybody in that fucking boat ride was feds and shit, you know?
We was in their face bugging out, drinking, smoking weed in front of them. We didn't care, so we wasn't there doing nothing but having fun.
We had a big dinner. It was like family was there. It was all family. And we had a good time that night, you know? We was all wearing that, belt buckles,
The watches, the cars, the gifts. It was crazy.
We went back upstairs for entertainment or whatever, and Big Daddy Kane was performing, you know what I'm saying? And back in them days, Big Daddy Kane was that nigga, you know what I'm saying? Warming up Kane or whatever, he was that nigga, B.
Sapphire, TKA, a few people performed.
The party went on, and it started coming to an end. The boat started turning. After the shit came back to the dock, went downstairs. Everybody got in their cars, and everybody broke the fuck out. Some niggas ain't take their tucks back, some niggas did.
Bob called me. He said, yo, don't go back, don't go back. He said, I'm gonna meet you at your crib. He said, just don't go back. I switched cars with Theo. I said, take my car, give me the rental. I was meeting Bob at my crib. He was gone. He said, yo, you ain't gonna see nobody. I'm coming to get you. Some niggas is coming.
Bob was like, yo, come on, Theo, let's go uptown and give Will his car so we can take that car back. Somebody had rented us a car or whatever. So when we went through the block, we pull over, Bob go in the house, you know what I'm saying? We see the car parked there. Bob goes inside the house and asks Willie's grandmother, like, yo, in Spanish, like, Willie aquí?
And when I went, they was already waiting for me. So they took me.
She was like, no, the police come and take Willie. Bob came back out, jumped in the car, and we breathed.
That's all she wrote. I went there to meet, I went to go get some ID. Because it was going to be a rap. We wasn't coming back. I didn't know nothing about the feds. Bob Lemon was like, yo, the feds, like, what is that? I thought 40th Precinct ran the whole 5 boroughs. You know, I'm 15, 16 years old. I don't know nothing about that shit.
Right after that, we went to the Bronx. Boom, we went to our house we had over there. And when we went upstairs, he went upstairs. He didn't even get to go inside the building. When he went to go inside the building, the Puerto Rican nigga came and said, yo, the police padlocked your apartment today. I think it was the Fed. Nigga Bob kept the helmet on and broke the fuck out. He didn't even get back on the bike with me. Next time I seen the nigga, he done changed his clothes. Nigga had some shades on with mirrors in the back. He got on some old Detective Gadget shit on me, so I'm laughing at the nigga like, yo, what up? He like, yo, fuck that, come on, let's go. I said, get on the bike, let's go. Took him downtown. Ever since then, he went on the low, because he knew it was on then.
After that, you know, they all got arrested. You know, Bob Lemon didn't get arrested. He jetted to Florida and shit.
He's still out there doing us and shit. And we still running, moving. Bob just calling, getting that money sent to him or somebody bringing it down to him. And I'm going with him every head, to Florida here. We going everywhere. I'm with the nigga, you know what I'm saying?
Bob was on the run. He was still getting money and living a lavish lifestyle. But he felt business was no longer the same. He felt the need to return to the hood and reestablish himself.
And a nigga that he had an old beef with got wind of it. And the nigga came creeping on him, you know what I'm saying? But he had his burner. Nigga creeped on him. My other man yelled at Bob and told him, yo, watch your back. When Bob turned around, he turned around with that thing. Homeboy let go, he let go, homeboy let go, and there was a little fight. Bob got grazed in the face and hit in the leg. Went to the hospital. I ain't go down there right away. I went another day or so later. So I'm down there with my man Dre. You know what I'm saying? Me and Dre. So the broad write on a piece of paper and give it to Dre and tell him, yo, 5-0's in the back hollering. So I show it to Bob, like, yo, 7 FBI agents came in there and said, Bob Lemon, put your fucking hands up. Everybody put your fucking hands up. 4 of them go to Bob's bed and close the curtain. 2 of them come to me and 1 got Dre. 1 of them puts handcuffs in my hat. So now I'm like, oh shit, what the fuck is going on? You know what I'm saying? He like, yo, what you doing here? I'm like, what you mean? It's like my family, you know what I'm saying? I'm coming to see how you doing. They said I should lock your ass up. I'm like, for what? They said for being with a fucking fugitive. So they said, you got ID? I said, yeah, I got ID. So I pulled out a license I had from Florida. So the nigga said, yo, show this man like, yo, we was down at this place here. They said, yo, I'm gonna do you a favor. Get your shit and get the fuck out of here. I left. They locked him up or whatever.
Bob Lemon was hit with the 848 Kingpin charge. He is currently serving a life sentence in a maximum security federal prison. He will never be eligible for parole.
this apartment in the Bronx and shit, Castle Hill and shit, and in the Bronx. And when I come out the building, and I look, you know, I'm walking towards my car, I see there was a car parked right behind it and one in front, you know. There was guys in the motherfucker and shit, you know. So I got in my car, you know, I took off. I got to the light, and they took off, you know, they took off right behind me and shit, you know. So I turned, they turned. I got on Sheridan, going towards the Bruckner. I see them coming behind me and shit, you know. So when I got to 138, the light, you know, the light right before the bridge, you know, the light was red. So I just ate the light on them and shit, you know. I said, if they police, they're gonna eat the light too. You know, so I ate the light, boom. When I looked, they sure enough, they ate the light, you know. So I'm coming down the bridge now. I took the 3rd Avenue bridge. So once I'm coming down Lexington, I see them coming right behind me. And right there at the light, I ate that same light. So by that time, the bus was coming, so it cut them off. So I just turned the corner down the next block, and I kept going. You know, I knew they were on me already and shit. You know, I was like, oh shit. You know, that was really the first time that I noticed and shit.
We're a violent gang. That's why the Homicide Investigative Unit started the investigation, because they were responsible for a number of murders and a number of assaults. Anybody who interfered with their operation was beaten up, shot, or killed.
One of my boys, he come in the block and he told me, yo, police just took cases from the front of Wagner. So I'm like, what you mean they just took cases from the front of Wagner? He said, yeah, they said that they saw him driving in a stolen car. So saw my nigga driving a stolen car. This nigga too rich to be driving a fucking stolen car. So right there, you know, I should have put 2 and 2 together, but I didn't. So we get in the car and we drive around Wagner. We come all the way around Wagner, boom. And we see we come all the way around Wagner, we don't see the TNT car that grabbed him. We see the TNT car that grabbed him in 119. He go up to the car. I'm still in my car. He go to the car and he asked the police, I guess he asked the police, you know, why you taking him? So all I can remember is I see the motherfucking police out the driver's seat snatch the motherfucker to the window. And I'm like, oh shit, what's going on? The other cop get out the car. This is on 119 a second. The other cop get out the car and arrest him. So as soon as I see him arresting him, I tried to pull out of the parking spot. A car came from 120 and up the wrong way, cut me off. So I was stuck in the parking like this. So one of the cops got out the car, he grabbed me, he threw me on the hood, and he said, yeah. He said, yeah, shorty, I finally got you. I'm like, what you mean, you know what I'm saying? And they bringing us through into the precinct, 25th precinct. When I get through the door, they all start clapping. All the police on both sides just start clapping.
Everything went down and everybody just started getting locked up.
This is Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Get in their way, they kill. Owe them money, they show up with baseball bats. They are the Purple Top Gang, known for the crack vials with purple tops. And 2 of them are hiding from police right now, but other suspected members are locked up tonight, ending months of terror in East Harlem.
In an early morning raid, police arrested 8 gang members and seized more than 7,000 purple-topped crack vials and half a dozen cars with purple running lights. Manhattan DA Robert Morgenthau says the group ran a $14 million a year operation.
They were a violent gang. That's why the Homicide Investigative Unit started the investigation, because they were responsible for a number of murders and a number of assaults. Anybody who interfered with their operation was beaten up, shot, or killed.
For the first time in a while, it was a quiet night in what drug dealers dubbed Purple City on 122nd Street. Tonight, that operation is shut down.
You know, I was in the investigation for 2 years and shit, you know, so, you know, these motherfuckers, they told me about, they were with me on the planes going to Puerto Rico, they knew every motherfucking stash house that I had, they knew every crib that I had, they even know the house I had in Puerto Rico, they knew everything and shit by then and shit, so, it didn't matter then and shit, they were ready to own me like a motherfucking cheap suit, because, these motherfuckers, they had so many motherfucking surveillance tapes and shit, when I got arrested, that I got tired of looking at them and shit. I told my lawyer I don't even want to see no more and shit. There were so many. They were like, yo, we have over 50 motherfucking 50 people that's willing to testify on you right now and shit. What the DA was telling my lawyer and shit, was shit that only we wouldn't know and shit, you know. So I knew that whoever it was reliable. You know, I had this bitch, the judge and shit, you know, Leslie Cracker Snyder, you know, she was the worst of the worst and shit. At that time, you know, you had all these other crews locked up and shit, you know, and I used to go to court with them, you know, and I seen them coming out of her courtroom and shit with tears in their eyes with 200 years, 175 years, 150. You know, she was giving numbers like she didn't want a nigga never come home. They started off with you know, 25 years and she brought it down to 20, then 15, you know, that ain't shit, you know. You know, to a lot of people that's a lot of time, but you know, for what I was doing and how we was doing, I said, fuck it, I'll take that. You know, better that than to never coming home and shit. Because if I would have took it to trial, I would have never, you know, I would have never made it. I would have still been in this shit, you know. So I took it.
The soldiers of Wagner Projects became urban fashion trendsetters, and East Harlem served as their runway as they sported Marmots, Gore-Tex, fitteds, and Nautica sweatsuits. One dude in particular was Kenny Hutch.
Basically, Kenneth came up, single mother, 2 kids, and living in projects in Wagner Projects. And
we was together every motherfucking day. I mean, from the beginning. You know what I mean? We used to play ball together at Riverside. I mean, they used to love that nigga over there, man. You know what I mean? Oh, man. I mean, me and that nigga every day balling.
And he did his school in elementary school, played ball during high school, played basketball. And he went to Richmond. And from there on, he just went on his own. He had opportunities to have scholarships to go to different high schools to play ball, but he chose not to. He traveled to Puerto Rico to play ball. He did to Riverside, Gauchos, all those teams like that there. And other than that, he was a person that if he wanted something to happen, he was going to make it happen if he could.
Nastiest left-handed layup you want to see in your life.
You know what I'm saying? His name originated from a Benjamin Franklin ball player. His name was Kenny Hutchinson. You understand? He played with Walter Berry, you know, Rory, you know what I mean? A lot of them cats there. But he was that nice where they felt they can give him that name, you know what I mean? And he kept it and he ran with it. And he really did justice to the name, you understand what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? The nigga was supposed to go to McClancy and everything, and we could have been balling. That nigga could have been D1 somewhere balling in college. He was nice with the left. He couldn't even block that shit.
But at the same time, he showed respect. You know what I'm saying? He was one of the very few brothers that grew up out here that had respect for the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Because if you was messed up, if you needed some money or whatever, he'd hit you off. You know what I'm saying? That's how he was, man. He had mad love, man.
After the basketball dream ended, what else? We started selling drugs. We started getting money.
He was still over here, you know what I mean, eating, trying to get that money. So that shit just gradually took over.
Smooth, slim nigga, man, you know. From the time, you know what I'm saying, we used to play ball against him in Upper Front, man, and Bronx River, LaGuardia House. You know what I'm saying? Just like, it was like boys of yesteryears when I really was peeping the nigga like, oh shit, that's my man right there, yo. And he was like doing mad work. You know what I'm saying? Then I see the nigga in the hood, he was always dressed right. You know what I'm saying? Nigga kept fresh shit on. So he was like one of them little niggas that was getting some money when we was little niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like 13, 14. This nigga was getting money like, I don't know what was going on, but he was doing this thing, man.
A nigga ain't had one bad bone in his body, you know what I'm saying? Because he just was a good dude, you know what I'm saying? Get money, fuck with the bitches.
All boroughs, West Side bitches, Bronx bitches, Queens bitches. He was doing his thing, yo.
The one who introduced him to his girlfriend stash. Because I put them together in all reality, you know what I'm saying? All in the skate kid all happened. And ever since then, him and Steph been like Bonnie and Clyde, yeah.
Understanding closeness fears.
Here this little nigga come out of nowhere.
Like, he was doing his thing, but he was pretty much a family man then, yo. He had his little son, you know what I'm saying? He was on some cool out shit.
He's a strong little guy, you know what I'm saying? All the stuff that he went through, you know what I mean? He was sick. You know what I mean? I seen the brother throw up a pool of blood.
He had to go to the hospital. He was in the hospital for a couple of weeks. You know what I mean? He let his wife hold an MP at the MP and shit.
whatever she was doing, she met the wrong niggas.
She hooked up with some broad that was fucking with the dude from Ebony Lounge and them family. His girl stole something from them Colombian niggas, his connect, and she was fucking with another broad and Hutch girl. Hutch girl told Hutch, yo, I'm going to Florida. Hutch was like, what you going to Florida for? I'm going to be with my people. He said, you going to take the baby? She was like, no. He said, well, your ass ain't going no motherfucking where. Shut her shit down. So she never did get to go whatever she had parts in that thing, if she had any parts. But next thing you know, Hutch went home.
So he coming out the hospital on some cool, calm shit. He's still getting his little bit of bread. Still fresh, still right. Hutch went home one day, he had the MP.
Pulled up in front of his building. Some niggas went in the building behind him. But Hutch is new to that area. He don't know who live in the building and who not living in the building. He wasn't living there that long. Niggas went up in the building with him. His girl was on the phone with another girl from the tower.
His wife or something must have been on the phone talking to somebody, talking to another chick, and she must have heard. She said, what's wrong? You know what I mean? What's happening? What's the matter, baby? And the phone hung up.
Said, you know what I'm saying? She was sodomized while they made Hutch watch because his eyes was all puffy when people went to view the body. So he had to been crying watching them do this. And when they got the baby, my man Mom's got the baby, and the baby was saying, Mommy, Daddy, Pop, Pop.
In my house, I was in the shower. Erica, my doogie, little nigga, he was a little nigga. Knocked on the door crying, talking about Hutch dead. I told him to get the fuck out of my house. So I'm like, y'all bugging. When I knew it was official, I went up to the spot, to his house. As soon as I got off the elevator, I heard a fucking walkie-talkie. I ain't even go in the house. My mom was in the house identifying his body. And I just got the fuck out of there. They sent us to the precinct, went to the precinct. I seen little Hutch walking with a fucking lady cop. And he like got his arm out to me like he wanted me to take him, and I couldn't even take him like. And the police only wanted to know what the drugs he was selling and shit like that. I ain't really want to hear all that shit. I got out of there.
Peabody crying, yo, they just killed Hutch. I'm like, they what? Hutch is dead. They just found him and his wife dead in the apartment. Little Butter was in there, but he was alright. I'm like, get the fuck out. I just sat there, bugged the fuck out, you know what I mean? Read the papers, seen the motherfucking news, you know what I mean? How they fucking found them. That shit is just crazy to go from crying over one thing one day to the next day having to go crazy crying again over some other shit. And I'm just a young nigga, and that's the first time a nigga ain't never lose nobody, you know what I mean? I lost a brother before that, and that shit hurt, but that shit didn't even hurt as much as that did.
My mother had called me and said she reached your brother Stephanie is dead. So I called the house, I just kept being busy to me. So I got dressed and I came over to Wagner, but I felt something because it was like the whole Wagner was quiet, empty, like nobody was on the streets, and that was strange for, you know, June 30th. It wasn't raining, it was nice and sunny, nobody's on the street, so it gave me a vibe that there's something. At first I didn't believe it, but then when I walked over there, I didn't see nobody in the street, I felt something was wrong.
When he died, like the whole fucking hood, it was a whole great day, like, you know what I'm saying?
It was crazy. Like the rest of the day, I couldn't even function behind that. You know what I mean? Because I thought it wasn't really meant for him, and you know, come to find out, it really wasn't.
Death was more like a tragedy, man. You know what I'm saying? Not nothing where niggas say, yo, that's expected. A nigga in the street, like, you know what I mean? Death or in jail. You know what I'm saying? His shit was a tragedy. You know what I'm saying? Because the nigga was a good dude.
Kenny Hutch had a good impact on the hood. He was the epitome of cool.
Like, I should take a piece of Wagner when we lost him, yo.
Man, that's a loss right there that hurt not only the community, hurt different people in different states. The passing of Kenny Hutch, it just was sad. It was almost, honestly, it's like, man, when Martin Luther King or JFK got killed, it was deep. It was more than just a youth in the hood getting killed.
put the funerals together. They didn't even do that because there was so much bickering between the families. You know, his family blaming her family blaming him. Everybody don't really know what's going on. They had her shit separately on her 16th. They had her shit on St. Nicholas. Niggas that fucked with Hutch went to Hutch joint, and her girls and all her people went to her joint. I went to both, you know what I'm saying? Because I knew her just as well as I knew Hutch. But the bottom line of the story is my man Hutch got killed for nothing, and the girl got killed, so they say for nothing, because she didn't get nothing out of it. So they both got killed for nothing, really.
Everybody deserves a second chance in life.
We got Lil Butter now. I walk down the street, Lil Butter, niggas think I'm walking with Butter.
He walks like him, change sneakers like him, try to, you know, and then he's into war too.
Kenny Hutch's son, go to John King High School. I'm 15 years old. You know, I play ball. My school's playing right now. I go to the hood. My people show me love in Wagner. Man, Z Black, Bo, Pee Wee, Spicky. They all show me love.
Everybody deserves a second chance in life.
Like, that name Hutch, yo, like, he was like an icon, yo. He died, yo, that should affect the whole hood. That shouldn't just affect his circle, that should affected the whole hood. Like, you see, this is the 14th year that we honoring that man.
Kenny Hutch Memorial is one of the best things to me that ever happened for the brothers that passed away here, because, you know, it makes us brothers know everybody's family.
If you ever want to come to one of the biggest days on the east side, that definitely has to be it. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. That tournament, that basketball game, and them ladies is it.
It's a beautiful thing. I think you should come out here and check it out and take a picture of that. You know, he did something good for the community and everything.
God bless him. Rest in peace, family. You know, because I go to the Hutch Memorials. I was bugging. You know why I was bugging? Because I was at the car wash to see some dudes with 13th annual Hutch. You feel me?
It's a beautiful day, man. We was expecting a little bit of rain, man. The kids came out. We're about to have a real good time, man. Show support for the memorial that we've been holding for the last 14 years. You know, a lot of love, man. A lot of love.
Each year we do the memorial forum, it gets bigger and bigger, but each year we're not less saddened. It seems like it just become more saddened, but we must rejoice and think about him and just come together on a positive note, in which we do, in which I know he's up there looking down upon us. You know, he's smiling. We out there keeping it going, and we got his son over here, young Kenny Hutch. We done took him under the wings. Guys like Steve Bow and Pee Wee and Z Black, Big Bob, Pookie Duke, Spicky and Sa, Billy Pooh, me, myself, Poppy, Blair, just all the guys who, I might have missed a couple of names, but if I did, you're not forgotten. But guys like that done took his son under the wing now, and we school him, and he want to know who his father was and what he did and how we did it. So all of us got our own version, a different version, because we all got our own story. We all got our story to tell about Kenny Hutch. We all did different things with him. And that's what's important right now. We're able to just touch the youth, like I said. And Kenny Hutch, people that don't know him know of him. People that never heard of him know of him. You know, it's just, it was a tragedy. It was a wake up. It was just everything in the pot. It just shook the neighborhood, and it was crazy. The passing of Kenny Hutch. You know, I got a 2-year-old son, and when he's old enough, I'll show him Kenny Hutch and tell him about Kenny Hutch and explain to him who Kenny Hutch was. It wasn't just, you know, sometimes they just write us off as a youth slain in the hood. And that's not the case. You know, sometimes people that we lose, it just changes our lives forever, which it did. It changed our life. It changed the way we thought. It changed the way we lived.
And basically, he lived a pretty good, a short life, but a good life.
After the murder of Kenny Hutch and his wife, and the downfall of Purple City and Obsession, there was a dark cloud over Wagner. A financial drought had set in, which was the offset for robberies and homicide. Although things were bleak for almost a year, the major soldiers in Wagner knew that things would turn around and another run would put them back on their feet. What they didn't know is that it would come from one of the youngest with the sharpest mind, who had been watching, learning, and ready to take over. Within a week, Wagner was back. Money wasn't a problem, and these hood celebrities could easily spend $10,000 at the bar. The clubs became their playground for the Wagner Project celebrities to let everybody know they were back on the map. They hit the Grand, Club USA, Country Club, and the Tunnel.
I knew about Zod, this nigga Wagner. Niggas used to come to motherfucking the Tunnel like 20 cabs deep.
Come through like this, heavy as a tunnel. Everybody.
When the Tunnel ran that shit on Sundays, niggas know what it was, man. Trust me.
What that nigga said, Uncle Murder? Niggas, Brooklyn had niggas scared of rough their borough. You wasn't there when we was there.
I'd go to the store and bring back Cristal before Cristal was popping. You feel me? Smoke all that 100s and 50s and all that good shit.
Oh, nigga, $500, say go get him a white tee. And you keep the change.
My niggas that I grew up with, they used to be over there getting that pack money, getting that motherfucking bundle money. That motherfucking Wagner had the hardest run, I remember.
Kidnapping, extortion, and murder were at an all-time high. However, the East Side, they had unity, they had money, and they had heart. At Wagner, you expected to get money, witness shootouts in broad daylight, the girls, the flashy cars, it was all common. But one thing we never expected was the intrusion of the Bloods. It was as though the sign of the times were changing, but this time it would be red and blue rags in place of pink and purple tops.
Nah, no hallway trade gang, man. Gangsta Miller blood.
See that infamous beat dog, OG Chi-Chi, Black River Stone.
It's bluff real, man, not trade, nigga.
Del Stone, Mob Stone Dynasty. You heard love, loyalty, and honor. Stones forever.
Understand the real etiquette of blood, nigga.
It's not a gang, it's a brotherhood. This is what it is, man. Neighborhood for life, East Harlem. 23rd Street, Pyro, Pirates in red uniforms. That's how you give it up.
9-3 hit the Allen, 9-6 it went berserk in the hood. 9-5, 9-6. Welcome to Death Row, nigga. Taino Tower, 2nd Avenue, man.
You know what I'm saying? Blood was just a formulate to stop the Puerto Ricans from oppressing blacks. That's why Bloods was formulated in New York City, because Rikers Island was crazy at that time. The Puerto Ricans was taking everything. Lad Kings had it locked.
Yeah, 93, C95, it pretty much stimulated due to the fact, you know, we call Puerto Ricans and then Germans, a lot of Germans, you know, C95 is pretty much San Juan right there. So, you know, they wasn't trying to let none of the brothers come in none of the houses and live. So it came a time and point where people just got together, mainly the brothers got together and said, look, we're gonna hold it down the way they hold it down. If a Spanish dude come in the house, this nigga could be coming up on a car.
Dirty, funky, nothing, don't got nothing. Spanish brothers would pull them on the corner, give them a shower, some sneakers, some new boxers, some cigarettes and everything. You see him 2 days later, he look like
cleaned up, shaved, run around, poke his chest out, you know, run the phone, hey, black dude come through, they trying to air him out.
it wasn't no real love like with the brothers. Like you had to be part of that to get love. You understand what I'm saying? And you know, after a while, the brothers start feeling like, you know, shit, we need to pull together.
So it took a couple of strong brothers to come up in here and say, fuck, we're gonna take it for the team. So motherfuckers just got together, you know, ran into one certain individual, you know. A lot of people had a lot of love for him. Right after that, you know, every black brother came in the house, you know, motherfuckers catered to him, showed him love, got him on the mic. You know, I ain't gonna say we got him on prime time or shit like that, but you know, we got him on the phone. You know, they got a chance to do what they do, you know. Call their family, you show them nigga love. The next thing you know, you seen a whole bunch of Latin kings turning blood. You know, it was greatly appreciated.
I think my man Killer came home from the island, man.
Killer Clan told us one day right here on the Ave. You know what I'm saying? He told us it was about to get crazy. He about to turn this shit out. We looking at this nigga like he crazy. Like, hell no, niggas is bugging. We ain't doing that blood shit over here, nigga. Niggas ain't followers, nigga. Niggas is leaders from over here. That nigga told us, man, and that shit was on.
It's your boy Killer Blood, Gangsta Miller Blood. You know what I'm saying? Sole controller this shit, you know what I mean? I was in the aisle, I met up with Killer Clay. You know what I'm saying? My man Killer, he was doing his thing in there banging. We came home. We turned this shit out over here on the east side, man.
After a while, motherfuckers was getting slashed and stabbed.
Everybody wasn't blood, man, because everybody couldn't be blood. Because it was a time when you had to eat that food. Eating that food, you know what that is, man. Buck 50s and better. You know what I mean? You had to almost catch a case, man. We talking assaults, man, with weapons, and you had to do that just to be down.
Got the little blood that bitches running around here cutting everything. Motherfucking bitches come through here to the blood that bitches out. These bitches cut, these bitches running out the projects.
A lot of these females, if you look now, the ones who's 20, 25, 26, some of them got them cuts on their face. And then on, man, because these females just run up on them, tearing their face up.
Yeah, about 4, 5, this was like a motherfucking, we blooded niggas in that. It was like 30 niggas beating the shit out of one nigga for 31 seconds. I mean, we going crazy on niggas right over here. When the niggas looked over there and they seen a big ass crowd, they knew a nigga was getting his ass beat, initiated.
A lot of niggas fucking the game up, cutting people and all that, you know what I'm saying? The niggas is on some real get money shit, you know what I'm saying? That's what it's basically about, you know what I'm saying? Lock shit down. You know, people feel like they threatened, terrorized and all that, but you know what I'm saying? The main agenda of it is everybody gotta eat. And if it wasn't cold red, niggas wasn't eating. Niggas had a motherfucking organization, man. It wasn't a joke. Niggas had an organization.
It was organized though. These niggas having meetings in parks, all that shit. It was crazy. It was ugly.
Don't get it fucked up. They was going hard. Like I said, man, them niggas was going hard, man. It wasn't just a little bullshit cuttings and all that, man. Them niggas was getting their chips up, man, going hard, little cracks and all that.
A nigga have a half a brick and just take that shit right to the crack house and break that shit down right there. I'm coming out with like 200-300 dimes, getting them shits off in an hour. It was mad fiends lined up. We went uptown to re-up, and by the time we came back, when we came back, the fiends still was in the hallway. We didn't even have time to bag up. I'm breaking shit off in the hallway. Telling them to hold on 10 minutes and all that. It was crazy bread over here. And niggas wasn't really together. Everybody was doing their own thing. Only niggas that was, you know what I'm saying, together was a certain few, you know what I'm saying? But everybody was just doing their own thing, but it was still love though.
It was like the big homies was me, Mo, and Killer. And we wasn't even actual had status of that.
On this side of town.
On this side, we ran it like that though.
Yeah.
That's
right
how
here
we
on
ran it. Second Avenue, Wagon Time.
We was wildin', but it wasn't enough for them to take us down on no real motherfucking body shit and nothing like that. So they was like, yo, these little niggas like money. So we gonna send motherfuckers, they sent informants at us like niggas that look like me and you.
These motherfuckers was agents, man. They was informants. They was young like me, you know what I'm saying? My man. Like, I mean, it was just like they had the swagger, like, you know what I'm saying? They came like, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, moving like a regular motherfucker. You didn't even think these niggas was police, like, you know what I'm saying? We fucking with these motherfuckers like 6 months, man, like, just straight up. I'm hitting with the D. They come and get the coat from my man, you know what I'm saying? 3 months later, man, them niggas came down, boom,
They came down, boom, I remember the day it happened.
I see a purple, a Cherokee Jeep. Rolling behind me, I'm boogies. Y'all going straight down 23rd. This shit was so crazy because they wrapped my whole block up.
And them niggas surrounded the whole projects, man. Nobody can't go in or out, man. Pictures at every exit in the motherfucking projects, man.
I really thought I was involved. I ain't even gonna lie. I was scared to move. My man Black was fresh home. He's still getting greeted by everybody. We in the middle of the project. Police coming from everywhere, B.
Like 2 days after I come home, like, sitting in the middle of the projects with my man Steve Bowe. Next thing you know, this whole project's surrounded by police.
Yo, man, Ike come running through like he just finished 10 packs, thinking he was gonna smoke his weed and chill. Got thrown on his nugget. There was bananas out there, yo.
I turn around, I see motherfuckers getting slammed in the air everywhere.
Got the fucking helicopter, the fucking projects, whoever come out building, they wrap you up.
These motherfucking cops came through, man, and they did it right.
Police jumping out of milk trucks and all that snatch niggas.
These motherfuckers came out of everything, man. I could have swore I seen a nigga with a car and Edison motherfucking suit going out this bitch.
Hey, dots on this shit, helicopters landing in the neighborhood. This shit was real big, you know what I'm saying? But my shit made the papers, you know what I'm saying? We exploded. 25 Cody's, East Harlem, you know what I'm saying?
They wrapped so many niggas up, they couldn't even take us, they couldn't even put us in a van. They took us to 121st and Park. So they had a fucking city bus. They rented my mom's crib, raided my man's shit next door. Like my step pops up for some old ass mama he had in 79, 2430 bus. Like motherfuckers that ain't even wasn't supposed to be there was there.
Personally, I went down in that bullshit, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it 100, like, nigga went down in that shit. Organized crime, you seen it on TV?
Word the mother, man, when the shit went down, man, we all go to the precinct, they got everybody, man, we all locked up, man. I really start thinking, once I'm getting to the precinct, like, damn, B, do they really got us? We went straight, word the mother, we didn't even go to Raymond. You know how niggas get locked up, go to Raymond and all that bullshit. We didn't even go to Raymond, nigga, we went straight to Supreme Court. That's when I knew we was hit.
I thought it was a blood conspiracy, you know, they amped it up.
In the papers and the media and all that, they saying like, yeah, nigga getting like 1.4 million a month. You know what I'm saying? That's what we was bringing in, but come on, man. You know what I'm saying? They made it look real good, but we was getting it.
They just want to ice.
They just want to shut a nigga down. Niggas Niggas got 6 to lives, 3 to lives. You know what I'm saying? Niggas just went down, fucking with them informants.
We was already on the street. We was on the street already indicted. I had an A1 cell, man. A1 felony for selling heroin. You know what I'm saying? I had, what, six cells. 6 cells to these niggas. My man, they had their cells and shit, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Shit they sold to them. But me, personally, you know what I'm saying? That's when I got charged for.
They did what they had to do for it. They home, everything all right. Everything good. We fell for a minute.
Basically, this how it's going down, man. 23rd Street, Pirates in red uniforms, man. You know what I'm saying? Niggas trying to be easy right now. You know, Giuliani fucked the game up, you know what I'm saying? So niggas can't get it up how they really want to get it up. You know, you gotta be careful with them indictments and all that, but more or less, I mean, we still here, man. Nigga, triple O for sure, 11 years in the making, I'm still here. Nigga been getting money and banging in the street all their lives, but got 11 years on this gangster shit for real, claiming that thing. You know what I'm saying? That red flag is real, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of West Coast bloods don't be feeling the East Coast bloods, and they thinking it's different, nigga. We the same as LA, Little Rock, Arkansas, any motherfucking way you go.
Even with the Bloods hitting Harlem in a major way, the main focus was always the next run, awaiting the chance after Throne to be Harlem's next kingpin. But not everyone is cut out to be on top. Before you could get that run, your presence had to be felt. You had to have that swag, and you had to know the game. But you couldn't rule a kingdom without having heart, and Baby Mane was all heart.
He had a big heart, but he was no coward, man. He was a little dude with a motherfucking big heart. I think that's why he was so successful in the game, though, man. Because you see a lot of people in the game, man, they get money, but they ain't got heart. They got niggas around them that got heart. See what I'm saying? He was a hustler and the nigga had heart. But he wasn't the type who had to run to go get nobody. So it wasn't like he had to have a bunch of niggas around him all the time.
Play the game, know the codes, ain't no names, fast life, ain't no game, R.I.P. Baby Mane. He was large in the game, slinging things, shiny rings, diamond chains, he's a star in my hood. All the cars, V12 by the hood, had the jacks, had the strip, had the power. He was living that life, new whips every hour. It's a shame in my hood, he be missed like the towers in the midst of the problems. You have to put his business out there, but the kid will make you think that Bo Rich was out here. And these stories.
Lincoln, who you be, nigga? You know what I mean? Made nigga for life. I'm a made nigga. Self-made nigga. Me and my family, all of us. Made nigga.
Some would say that Baby Mane's lifestyle mirrored that of Rich Porter and Alpo. Mane was laid back, but he would get it popping in a heartbeat, demanding respect. It's a known fact amongst the hustlers and players that Mean was a big reason for Mace's departure from Harlem.
You already know why you left Harlem. R.I.P. baby man. That's why you left Harlem. You ran up out of there, Beffa. Ask him about that, Miss Jones.
Main was, he was the little ringleader. But yeah, man, Main is an animal.
We got some bitch ass niggas out here, though. They know who they are. They know who they are. Niggas call themselves live. Shit live. They know the fuck they are. Ain't no, you know what I mean? We live. Made this shit, B. We made this, bro. Live in Harlem. Live in Harlem. You know what I mean? They trying to make 1.5. Live on Linux. No, it's live on Harlem, B.
Main was rare as he was a Harlem soldier that got love from the streets of Brooklyn to the alleys of Philly. The thugs, the girls, the ball players, rappers. Everybody loved him.
No, whatever you needed, man, you had it, man. When I came home, he blessed me. I saw him do it to numerous dudes. Even before dudes came home, he was like going to visit dudes and all that, man. So whatever he said he was gonna do for a nigga, he did it, man. I mean, dudes he didn't even really know, man. If you tell him, yo, this is my man, he just came home, he'll hook a nigga up, take a nigga shopping, whatever, man. If he was your man, that was his man.
And I love Harlem. All my niggas. All that.
A billboard up on 25th. And what's that, 8th, I think, he's going to get a billboard with him sitting on a Bentley. He was going to get the Bentley for his birthday.
You know what I mean? We got cash to show, man. They got cards. We got credit cards, too. You know what I mean? Platinum Discovery card, you know? I got it. Yeah, all that shit. You know what I mean? I got that, too. I want niggas money that got deals, B. Record deals and all that. Niggas mad because it was my term. And you know what I mean? They couldn't accept that.
My cousin Baby J, God bless the dead and all that with the Tommy. When I was out there, I was like 16 running around down there. We was down there on Lex and all that. Niggas had the diesel back then. Them niggas down there, like, that's when I was down there. It was crazy. The money was prolific. And I was a little nigga down there. I used to come up town, little 1,200 a night. You know what I mean? That was good money back then.
We do set trends and somewhat. Pretty trends. Pretty ones. Not no shit like Coogee Tops or shit like that. We set trends, B. We are Harlem. You know what I mean? After me, it's gonna be someone else to take over Harlem.
These are a few of many young men who made a way out of no way, later becoming legendary kingpins of Harlem.
Harlem is nothing but love, nigga. It's a landmark, and it's gonna continue to be one, though. And it's the home of the hustlers. So, it is what it is. H-World to the end.
It's a whole different body of knowledge. You hear me? Yo, man, this shit legendary on this side of the square. Better act like no. Fuck where you at, boy. It's where you from. And where I'm from, you get your crown spun if you don't do the one. Fuck is that slime? Those ain't supreme mathematics. Doing as the Romans do could be pragmatic. Sugar with my Asiatics. Exotic palette. On the exotic map and hit it palette. They call the Sudan no longer down. This here been established. Nigga, a whole different kind of fashion. Work the preen feel of a law. Ready to take these devils to war like a fiend should call. As a kid, my pocket said we was small. I used to always want more. 6 in the morning, police at my door. Had to bust the air move like Bishop and Q.